That-
Bum, 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 ba-da-da, bum, bum, bum. I'm still not sure if we're on, but we're gonna talk anyway.
I don't. Oh, yeah, we are. We are.
Oh, we're on. Okay, great. Hey, welcome.
Celebratory fireworks.
Awkward Bendy celebratory fireworks. It's a Monday here on the Blue Review, presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant with Greg Bergman, Parker Bell, and as usual on a Monday, Clint Pasillas. Dodgers take 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays, although you couldn't tell that by the mood across social media in Dodgerland. Things seem to go sour thanks to a couple of bad innings late yesterday, but we'll get to that and plenty more. Big week coming up against the neighbors from down south, both sets of neighbors from down south. So we'll dive into that too. But first, shout out to LAX. They are transforming the travel experience, saving guests time. I was there over the weekend, flew out late Thursday night on a red eye, came back Sunday afternoon, and it was all smooth. Baggage claim was easy. Caught my ride on the curb, so everything was great. If you want more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforming LAX. All right, Clint. They win 2 of 3, right? We were talking before the show. Yes, it was a frustrating loss yesterday, 5-4. They leave the bases loaded. You got bases loaded, 1 out. You got Shohei Otani. You got Mookie Betts, who's swinging a hot bat coming to the plate. It felt great until it wasn't great. But they still won 2 out of 3, Clint, right? Like, we can look at that as a positive.
Yeah, I mean, it should be positive to take the series against the Toronto Blue Jays, one of the best teams in the American League, one of the best teams in baseball this season. You know, the 30,000-foot view flying on your plane out of LAX, you should feel really good about this series. But you'd feel a lot better. Sorry, my voice is a little shot.
Oh, good. I'm with you this weekend.
You'd feel a lot better, though, if it was a sweep, because it was right there. It was like, oh, you just couldn't. It was just out of reach.
Frustrating. Yeah, it just was really, really frustrating. The bullpen, the high leverage guys, had it sort of get away from them. I mean, Parker, Blake Trinan, since he's come back off the injured list, he has been not just on the struggle bus. It feels like he's been in the driver's seat of the struggle bus, giving up back-to-back home runs in the 8th, which surrendered the lead. I know early on we all said that we weren't super worried. I don't know about you. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous about Blake Trinan.
Marcus, I got extra beef with Blake Trinan right now. Clint, I don't know if you were in here earlier during the pre-show to hear this, but Blake Trinan gave up a walk-off home run to Rod Carew in my MLB The Show. So I got a little extra beef. I mean, Rod Carew is not a home run guy. Come on, Blake.
That's the
worst. Honestly, though, Marcus, I think that my worry level right now, it's definitely rising. It's just the control's not there, and then all of a sudden you give up the 2 homers. So now you got the double thing, giving up homers, and you're walking guys. I'm worried, and I mean, I don't know if we're gonna keep giving him high leverage spots. How long does he have to kind of ramp up into those high leverage spots? It's a lot of discussions to have moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, Greg, the trust tree, I know it's kind of an ever-evolving thing, and people, either climb branches or come down branches a little bit. Obviously, it feels like Trinan is coming down the trust tree a little bit. But it does seem like there's good news on that front, right? Kopech is starting to throw again. I know that they're saying like Ha-Seong Kim, he's not a pitcher, obviously, but Ha-Seong Kim is going to take some live BP. Guys are starting to throw again, so maybe we can get some more foundation, some more foundational roots on this metaphor is falling apart. But basically, hopefully the bullpen's starting to get better, right?
Yeah, hopefully that all starts to get better, and like if it will get there eventually. Like you said, Kopech is going to come back. I assume Tanner Scott's going to come back. Hervey Yates will be back. Like all these guys will eventually all be back at some point, and hopefully they pitch to where they're supposed to, because they haven't really been doing it this year. Trinan, I think he has to be better. Like he has to get better. He's a big part of this bullpen, and without Blake Trinan, you're looking at a guy that last year was one of the major reasons that we won the World Series. Mm-hmm. So Trinan has to get back to where he was at. Whether as much time as it takes, they're going to keep putting him out there and letting him know what he has to do. But I was actually very, very happy with this weekend. I know yesterday sucks. Vesia kind of got hit, which I was kind of shocked about. Hey, look at that.
Hey, Travis Rogers in the house.
What's up, buddy?
I got waved in for reasons that are unclear to me. I saw Parker wave me down as I was going by. What's going on?
We're always happy to have you and your insights here on the Blue Review. Right now we're sort of trying to get our catharsis out about Blake Trinan. It has been a struggle for him. I mean, at this point, what is your concern level with Blake Trinan?
There is some, I guess, which probably wouldn't have been true a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, I would have thought rust and him coming back and he'll be okay. He's got that electric stuff, and it's just a matter of him getting back his sea legs, for a matter of speaking. But his pitches, it was funny. I thought yesterday was really interesting because he threw a couple of pitches that were full Blake Trinan, unhittable video game stuff. And then he threw a couple of just meatballs that got popped that had no snap, that had no movement at all. And look, the Dodgers are giving up a ton of home runs out of the bullpen, him in particular. And yeah, there's concern. I don't know if it's a 10 out of 10, but it's a 5 or a 6 out of 10 and trending in the wrong direction.
And I got to ask, because on the whole, look, they win 2 out of 3 against a good team from the American League. That felt like a positive. I was on a plane, coming back yesterday, and I landed and got the score just as it ended. I saw the last 2 outs on my phone. Yeah. The mood across Dodgers social media was decidedly negative because of the loss yesterday. It just feels like recency bias, right? That's what it is. People just sort of reacting in the moment.
It was a good weekend. It was a really good weekend. And it was a bad couple of maybe innings at the end of the game. And when you have the bases loaded and 1 out and Otani and a rejuvenated Mookie Betts coming up, you think that that's going to end in a certain way, and it didn't. And they let a couple of leads get away from them. But the Dodgers were really good this weekend. They were really good on Friday night in a game that I thought was one of the better regular season games I've seen in a while. They knocked them around on Saturday, a 6-run inning. They kind of blew that game open, but was a pretty good game for them. They looked pretty good. It was yesterday got off to a really good start. I thought Tyler Glasnow was good in the sense that he wasn't great, but still was pretty good. I think there was a ton of positives. It just ended ugly yesterday.
Yeah.
I was very, very excited about this weekend. I thought they were really, really good the whole weekend, doing everything that you're talking about. And yesterday, I was actually I felt pretty good about the offense yesterday, despite the fact that they couldn't get that big hit. They had 11 walks. They had 10 hits.
13 walks.
13 was
walks.
I see 11, but okay. Yeah. They had 13 or 11 walks and 10 hits. You should have more runs than that. So that's just also showing me that the offense is clicking a little bit better than it has been overall. They didn't get the big hit when it mattered, especially with like Shohei running into the third out at third base. That
was bad. Quite frankly, that was, I thought, the low light of yesterday's game. The million walks and not being able to get the big hit, but I'm trying to rack my brain right now as I think about it in real time. I can't remember the last time I saw Shohei do something dumb like that, and that was a real dumb thing to do. He's not a dumb player. He's not a dumb guy. That was a dumb thing to do. Freddie Freeman's other than Max Muncy, maybe the hottest guy on the team. You take the bat out of his hands. It just didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Trav, man, we appreciate you stopping by. I know you got to get ready for your show. You got the first pitch coming up. Travis at the market. We'll see you in a little bit, man. All right. Always good to get Travis Rogers in here, even for
love
for
Travis.
minutes. Absolutely.
On a big reaction Monday.
And saving Clint's voice. He doesn't have much. We got to save it. So he has.
What's funny is I feel better, but then all of a sudden you get morning phlegm happening, and everybody appreciates that.
Nobody appreciates morning phlegm. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, because I've been of the opinion for a while that the World Series winner, whoever it may be, obviously we all want it to be the Dodgers, but whoever it may be, I've been convinced for a while that it's coming out of the National League. This weekend did nothing but reconfirm that notion. But I don't know how you feel about it, but it just feels like the power right now in Major League Baseball all resides in the National League.
Yeah, and we know how good this Dodgers team can be. You jettison Michael Conforto, you feel a lot better.
God, serious.
There's just one more adult, one more potential actual like batter that can do damage to a baseball in the lineup, because he lied to us leading up into to the trade deadline, apparently. But looking at how many base runners they had, like we've said so many times already, there's a lot to like about this weekend, especially on the offensive side. Yeah, they just came up short. I think, not to take away from the fact that the National League is better than the American League, but I am very worried about that Dodger bullpen. As good as it was in July and started tapering off a little bit, all of a sudden you have, we're playing the if game. This guy comes back. If this guy comes back, one of those guys was Trinan. He is not doing good. He's screwing over Parker on MLB The Show. But batters are 8 for 19 since Trinan's come off the IL, and that is a big, important piece to this bullpen. Vesia looks like he might be, getting a little tired. Maybe he's had a bad couple of outings, so all of a sudden you start to get that fear of a bad bullpen. You can't survive October with a bad bullpen, so I do worry, and I do worry more about those, if Kopech comes back and stays healthy and is effective, and Tanner Scott. I think both of those guys are potentially scheduled to come back this weekend. I don't know. Again, there's a lot of ifs, but still very good very good team, I guess. I lost my through there because I lost the tweet I was going to look at.
Yeah, it's interesting because, Greg, it feels like maybe they kind of fell into a trap, right? Because last year they really cobbled together a bullpen. I mean, we all know, we watched this, right? Is how they were trying to sort of manipulate things and move guys around, and you get the Brent Honeywells who just have to eat one for the team, and it ends up working out. You get Walker Buehler coming out of the bullpen to close one out in Game 5 of the World Series, and then you get the sense that, oh, well, then this is how we can operate. This is how we can do it. And I think we all knew last year that they sort of got through on a shoestring, and it feels like maybe they're trying this again, and predictably you're not getting the exact same results.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get that was a high wire act that they got through last year. I mean, the fact that Walker had to come out, and if he wasn't good, he pitched 2 days prior. So it was his normal bullpen day, but still he had just pitched. So that was not going to go. That could have very easily gone the other way. You can't rely on things like that, but you can have guys that are ready to go. So, having somebody like Shohei that can come in at the end of the games in a potential closeout game, that's nice to have. But Clint's right. Like, the bullpen is a mess. And what you hope is going to happen is that these guys are going to start going out there less and less and less. And it seems like they are with, you only got 5 out of Snell. Could have used a lot more out of him. Glasnow can go deeper. We'll see what Yamamoto is doing. He's going to, but all of your starters are back. So that back end of the bullpen will get used less. And with that using less, you hope that that's what's going to fix all of that. But the bullpen, you can't have Blake Trinan giving up back-to-back home runs. You can't have Alex Vesia giving up home runs in those types of moments. But overall, I still want to go back to, I felt great about this weekend overall. I understand that they lost yesterday. I still feel really, really good. You won 2 out of 3, and you really should have won yesterday. It was just a couple bad things. They couldn't get a couple of hits when they normally have been recently. I felt great about this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is people look up and they see the standings, and the Padres are 2 games back, right? But they win a series against the Blue Jays. They win a series against the Rays. They win a series against the Reds. So they've won 3 out of their last 4 series. Very easily probably should have won 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. Whatever. It is what it is. That's gone now. They are playing, they're doing the thing that we said at the beginning of the year they need to do. Just win series. The problem is, everybody has seen this lead go from being 8 games, 9 games in early July to now here we are, a little more than a month later, and the lead is down to 2. And, we're staring down the barrel of a Padres series coming up over the weekend too. So I just think there's a little bit of nervousness here, but let's keep it positive, Parker. Last week we were talking about Mookie Betts and, excited that he was starting to hit hit doubles, get on base. You could see the relief in his face. We were hesitant. We were positive, but hesitant to officially say he is back. Yesterday, a couple more hits, including his first home run in what seems like forever. Are we ready to officially declare that Mookie Betts is back?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the Mason Fluharty was a fluke, the whole situation there. I agree. I think Mookie is here to stay. The type of level of play that we're getting right now is what we're going to see ever since he's basically said, well, my season's done.
Season's over.
He's been a whole new guy. So maybe that's just the mentality shift that he needed, saying well, I guess I'm not going to get the typical numbers that I get, but if I can find ways to win. And that's all we were asking for, Mookie. We were just asking for you to find ways to win, squeak some hits in. The swings have been better. He's been roping some hits, absolutely making hard hit contact. So I agree with what I'm seeing right now. And on the field throughout the whole season, we've already had a decent, above average season from Mookie at short. So I think that this type of Mookie through August and September, if this is who we continue to get, big news for Dodgers. And Clint.
It pays to give up on yourself sometimes.
Everybody talks about like betting on yourself. Like maybe once again you hedge your bet against yourself, and that's the way you kind of get going. I was definitely interested to see that the story about him and JD Martinez, kind of reconnecting and JD trying to give him some encouragement, because it was really kind of the end of that Boston. Because remember, he missed the first game of the Boston series because he had to go home for his own personal issues. Mm-hmm. It was the end of that Boston series, and I feel like he kind of started to get going a little bit. Had a couple of hits there, and now in his last week or so, it really has looked more like the Mookie Betts we have become used to seeing, for sure. So, all right, turn our attention to the next 3 games. The Angels on the schedule, heading down to Anaheim for 3 tonight. It is Yoshinobu Yamamoto going for the Dodgers against Jose Soriano. The Dodgers got to get some get back, because the last time they saw the Angels in 3 games at Dodger Stadium, that was just a flat out ugly weekend for the Dodgers.
Yeah. There's some pride on the line here in this suddenly very big series, and also knowing that after this series, it's 3 with the Padres, who are chasing you down, playing the Giants, and we know how the Giants are. And everybody's beat LA instead of, hey, go my team. We were kind of joking before going live. Hey, there's a chance the Giants is kind of lay over and die, so the Padres could be in the driver's seat in that series with the Dodgers over the weekend. But yeah, this is a good series. It's lined up for the Dodgers to do a lot of damage and kind of undo some of those wrongs from that earlier season matchup against the Angels. You got to love Yama on the bump, Sheehan tomorrow, and, of course, Shohei Otani making his first start against his former club, the Angels, on Wednesday.
Right.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That is going to be a lot of fun. I am very curious about the reaction that he's going to get down there in Anaheim, because I know, and Parker, you can speak to this. I mean, you are still sort of tapped into the Angel fan base there. I know there's a lot of people who basically sort of understood, right, that the chances of him winning big in Anaheim were probably never going to happen. He took an opportunity, but I know there's a portion of the fan base that's basically like, F him. He went to the other team up north. We want nothing to do with him. I mean, any feeling on how he's going to be greeted down there in Anaheim?
Well, I'll state this first and foremost. They better get up and cheer that man, because he was the only positive light that you've had in the last 10, 15 years, maybe. So if they don't, then that's just ridiculous on their stance. The Angels, they have no idea what they are, but I will say one thing. The fan base typically still shows up. They've always put up the numbers in terms of attendance. So when it comes to that point, it's like, all right, at least they still have some good fans that are wanting to watch baseball. And I think when it comes to this specific game, they just are going to want a good performance and good baseball from Otani, because they got nothing else to root for. Craig.
Yeah, we're trying. So I mean, you got what, Logan O'Hoppe and
having a terrible year.
And Joe Adell, who started really hot and has sort of fallen off a cliff in the last month or so,
as he's one to do.
I don't know. I'm reaching here. I'm trying to.
I mean, hey, there's also the Tyler Anderson aspect of the series, so that'll be fun to see too.
Ooh, I remember. Remember he pitched really well at Dodger Stadium earlier this year. So maybe there's a little bit of that going on. I'm trying to pull up Angel batting averages here, and
well, the Angels, by the way, they're 5-5 against the Dodgers in the last 10 games. It's including 4 in a row, which is not great. It's just one of those things that for some reason, this has just been throughout time. I feel like the Angels have always had the Dodgers number to a certain extent. It's just one of those games, like it's the freeway series, and things just kind of happen. They need to win the series. I would really, really like a sweep. But as we've been saying over and over again, that just got to win the series, and then you have to win the series against the Padres over the weekend. That one's the one that's the bigger of all of them.
That is the big one. I think ideally, you have to, I feel like, maintain this 2-game lead heading into San Diego. Ideally, you figure out a way to maybe gain a game or 2, but some of that involves the Giants actually trying. Which, you know, who knows? They really punted on this season right around the All-Star break, so we'll see.
I mean, if the rivalry is as real as we say it is, they might not win on purpose to mess with.
Here's
the
thing.
Dodgers.
I mean, you keep saying that. I keep saying like they just might lose because right now they're just bad. Like,
well, yeah,
like on purpose has nothing to do with it. They're just bad right now.
I mean, I don't think professional athletes lose on purpose, but at the same time, like if you're going to hurt your biggest rival, why not?
Yeah, who knows? So we'll see. Anyway, should be a lot of fun. First pitch tonight, 6:38 from Anaheim. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Clint, let the folks know what you guys got going on.
Yeah, today we will be live, Dodgers territory, myself, Alana Rizzo, talking more about things. Hopefully I feel the voice is a little bit less shot at noon, but yeah, we will be live at noon. And then later, post-game on my All Dodgers YouTube channel, myself, Jeff Snyder, talking about, hopefully, a Dodger dub down in Anaheim.
Ginger tea with lemon and honey. That's going to be your best friend for the next 24 hours or so.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the professionals.
Exactly. Parker, what's on tap in MLB The Show? Where's Blake Trinan on the Parker Bell Trust tree right now? How are we feeling?
We're taking him off for Raleigh fingers. This is going to be a whole new change in the dugout over there in the lineup. I'm sorry, Blake, but listen, I'm a hard GM here on MLB The Show.
You mentioned Raleigh fingers. I feel like it's a good point to autographed Raleigh fingers bobblehead.
I'm thinking I might make that happen with the stash. Let it grow.
Stash, yeah, man. I'm vamping here because we still have a minute left. I will say that I showed this to him. He said it's the one bobblehead he's ever seen that actually looked like him.
So you got the one. Good for you.
He offered to sign it for me, so it was great. All right.
While you're vamping, I just want to let everybody know I'm going to be in Rosemead at Clearman's Galley on Wednesday for a watch party brought to you by Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. If you guys want to come, Clint, Parker, Marcus, please come hang out with us. We're going to have watching Shohei on the mound against the Angels, and come down to Clearman's Galley in Rosemead and watch the game with us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Good.
Hey,
absolutely.
The cheese bread there is worth it, guys.
All right.
Good to know. We've had some fun nights at Clearman's Galley.
Absolutely good to know. So
quite a few.
Clear the schedule if you can, and head on out to Clearman's Galley for a little bit of a Dodger watch party. All right, enough vamping. That'll do it for this edition of the Blue Review presented by LAX. Appreciate everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. Appreciate LAX, of course, for their support as well. For Clint, for Parker, for Greg, I am Marcus Grant. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30, 8:55 here on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Stick around. First pitch with Travis and DeMarco and Bergman coming up next.
Bye.